According to the Bible, the Lord knows those who are his. The name of God is being dragged in the mud because of the action of one individual who was pretending to be a minister at the altar of God. The name of this guy is Timilehin. He's said to be a gospel artist. He was arrested earlier, a few days ago, with a human head in his hands, and that head belongs to no other person than his own girlfriend, according to him. Timilehin is acclaimed, please mark my words, acclaimed to be a gospel artist. But this is a gospel artist that wants to blow. I have a question here. Is anybody safe again? And if somebody wants to blow, should it be with a human life at the expense of another woman's life? Much more that person's close person, like someone they are in a relationship with. According to Timilehin, he was dating this lady, and because he found some things on her phone, he claims she was cheating on him, and for that very reason, he took out this young lady. My question is this: how much is a human life worth? How much is a human life in Nigeria worth? Very unfortunate. He has turned the family of this lady to mourners now. He has made the whole nation to be cold and shivering at the reality that this kind of things can happen in our midst. Welcome to today's edition of Ifyouaskedjimi. It's so painful that someone who also has blood running in his veins will take the life of another person and butcher the person as if he is the chief butcher at the abattoir. Please, at this juncture, I want to ask you to please like this video, click the subscribe button if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, and also click the notification bell, so every time I upload a video, you'll be the first to be notified and you'll not miss any of our videos. Thank you very much. I appreciate your support for this channel. Now, there's a saying, I think there's in a literature book, that he that the gods will destroy, they will first make mad. This guy wanted to make money, and the way he planned to do it is to take the life of somebody else's precious daughter, somebody's daughter. Now, if this guy wasn't caught, he would make the money and will be telling the rest of us that money is water. Because we see them in society, we see them spending money as if it's not the same money that all of us, the rest of us, are working for. A lot of money flowing out there is ritual money. And when they spend this ritual money, they spend without caution. They'll spend the money, truly you will see on the floor, it will be like ocean, covering the whole place like leaves that fall during the fall from the trees. They'll spend it like yahoo yahoo. How now do we identify evil people? If it was a yahoo yahoo boy that killed Salome now, we'll say, oh, it's yahoo yahoo boy. It's a ritual killer. How do you identify who is evil? Because if someone does not trust a worship leader, a gospel artist, someone that stands between the porch and the altar in order to usher the congregation, the people of God, into the presence of God, if you can't trust that person, who are you going to trust? If this girl followed a random guy, they will say, oh, her eyes is outside there, and then what she sees is what she gets. Why is she following yahoo yahoo boy? At least she must have seen the signs. Tell me, which sign is going to show, what is going to be the telltale sign that will give away or will make somebody to be skeptical or cautious with a gospel artist who has his work online, and like an album or multiple albums to his credit, and he is noted for that. He's even a motivational speaker that comes out. I saw, a video of a clip of his motivational talk encouraging people to do the right things. How are you naturally going to suspect such a human being? What can make you to suspect them? If you know somebody is evil, what do? You run away from them, because you already know, or you just have your reservations, you have your doubts, you have your suspicions about the person. You will run away from them. But if someone is pretending to be holy, what do? You are harmless. You are unsuspecting. You will never suspect them until they lay ambush and make you a prey. And that's the story of Salome, who was unalived in Abuja, wasted by Timilehin, the gospel singer. That guy has brought disrepute to the name of God. And I would like to also treat this issue, because when we bring topics to this channel, it's not just to talk about trending issues. Anyone that is looking for news can find them in newspapers. Newspapers are online now, and there is the what is it called now? The media also. Okay, the broadcast media. You can get information from the broadcast media. But when we bring issues to the public like this, we want to just dig deep down. We want to do a deep dive and see, why are we having this kind of things happening in society? These are not desirable happenings in society, and how can we curb this kind of things happening in our society? This guy is in the church. Even though this is not the nature of Christ, he has passed through the church, but the church did not pass through him. And I will also tell you that this thing that he has done, just because he is visible as a gospel, or is parading himself as a gospel artist, hiding under the guise of Christ and gospel ministry, he has actually, this whole thing is rubbing off negatively on the body of Christ in Nigeria. And I'm going to also seize the opportunity to talk to the fathers, the so-called spiritual fathers, the ministry giants, the God general, because some of the things that we are seeing, the desperation of church members, the followers, and most people who are believers in Christ and worshippers, comes from the greed of their progenitors, their so-called spiritual fathers. I don't know whose father is missing, because in Yoruba they will say the father knows the father knows how many children, he knows the number of his children. I don't know whose father is missing. All these spiritual father, daddy in the Lord, daddy Gio, bishop, apostle, this and that, because they are pointing people away from God. They are pointing people away from righteousness and holy living. They are pointing people away from modesty. They are selling the mentality with God, with prosperity gospel, and all the aspect of bring. They are making people desperate. They are honoring people who bring money to the church system. Because if this guy has been going to church and he does not have the mind that God's time is the best, he wanted to help himself. You have had girls who have sugar daddies or people that sponsor them. They will come to the public and say, oh, small girl with big God. And people know, everybody knows that we can use our tongue to count our teeth. They know that there's no big God anywhere. He has one big man. So this guy would have blown and he'll be saying small guy with big God. He will even release a gospel song. By the time he makes the big money now, he will release a gospel song that will go viral, and some people will be saying they are tapping into the anointing. The same way the spiritual fathers, they have brainwashed people to the point that they have messed up their minds. It's as if they put spanner on people's head and they are just tuning it. Because everybody's mind is tuned to money now. One demented pastor came to the pulpit of a church in Abuja last week, and he was saying that if somebody is poor, it's a sign that that person is not a child of God. It is as bad as that person is not a genuine believer, must be living in sin. He was saying it on the pulpit of Koza just a few days ago. Live TV. This is the same country. Boko Haram will do their own. One chance will do their own. What is human life worth? Yahoo boys will do their own. Boyfriend now, Timilehin, he will do his own. Remember the case of this girl that was unalived I think it was First Stack or something, whether it's First Stack or Satellite Town. The boyfriend, they met online and invited her to an hotel in, I think, First Stack or so. Do you remember that? There was a guy in Port Harcourt who was said to have returned from UK, who unalived 2 ladies last year, and one of those ladies is a Ghanaian, and it is all these hookup things. That's the way the whole thing was, being packaged, whether they were hookup or not. But at least they were. I don't think they knew the guy before. One way or the other, they met online, and even though there are people that have met their partners online that it worked out. So who is safe now, or where is our ladies safe right now? Our young ladies, or even the ones that are of middle age. Are our ladies safe? Because this thing usually happens from men to women. It's very hard. I've not heard of any story of a woman kidnapping a man and then, or just how will I put it now, luring a man, ambushing them, and now wasting them like this. It is men that usually want to take advantage of the women in their lives. There was even a guy who butchered his girlfriend like that. That girl was from Mowe. I can't remember which school I think the guy is in Ogun State, or where was he? He and some pastors, they ganged up and they wasted the life of that girl, and they used her body parts. The only thing I remember very well in that story is that girl was from Mowe. It's the boyfriend, and that girl she was in our institution. All these cases are happening all over. You would have thought that if this girl has gone with maybe a money bag or yahoo boy, you say, okay, now long throat kill her. Now wait till she chop, now he full her for belle. My aim of bringing this topic to us is not because we have not heard about it, but where do we go from here? I want to talk to the religious leaders first, before I come to Timilehin, because they have created that, they have created that greed. They have fueled the greed of Nigerians, both Christian and Muslim clerics, especially the Christian clerics. When you look around you, you will see how big, how super large, how larger than life the fathers of Timilehin on the pulpit. Because these scandalous Sakamajes, all these pulpit bandits, all these pentirascas, all these shenanigans that are parading themselves as if they are the gateway to God in heaven. Crazy money mongers, greedy human beings. Because how people don't see through their shenanigans, I don't understand it. They are take. When one person is, everybody contributes to one man, you make that one super big. It's not the other way around. It's not one man contributing to many people. How do you explain how big these people are? They are getting fat and their followers are getting lean for it. They are getting worse for it, and yet they will not stop preaching this prosperity. They will guilt trip people. They will make you feel that if you don't give to their own God, you don't give it through them. They want to make you to give. You have to sow to them, so that they will tell you are tapping from the grace. You can't even get something direct from your own God again. They brainwash you to think that you have to pass it through them, that passing through them, using them as a contact point, as a channel, is what is going to make you to have that financial result, and you have to give to them. Some of them will tell you that if you don't pay tithe, you will not make heaven. And they will say that and hold on to it for years, and it's only because of the age of social media they will come back and start to do damage control. And even in the damage control, they will add salt to injury, that you should even give. And imagine, and overgive even more than tithe. Because this guy is a church guy. How many of Timilehin do we have in the church system? You're asking me, is it the pastor that sent him to go and do what they are doing? You do not know what is called programming. Our society, I'm coming up with that topic, I have it. The biggest problem of Nigeria is P&P, pastors and politicians. I've been saying this thing for more than 20-something years in ministry. P&P, pastors and politicians. And I'm going to explain to you that you cannot separate the pastors from politics and politicians, and you cannot separate the politicians from the pastors and the pulpit. It's all over the world. If you look at the American election, you will see how even these pastors They come to influence election. They brainwash the people. They tell them who to follow. They tell them this is God anointed. And these politicians, they know how to settle these people. But let me not digress too much. How is the pastor's own? How did he enter this Timilehin conversation? Because Timilehin is not being spoken about as just a random individual guy. Out of the people that have been kidnapping people, that have been ambushing them, that have been wasting them, that have been unaliving them, they are not pagans. They are either Christians or Muslims. But nobody claimed to be gospel musician. So nobody asks for the church that the people attend. Nobody asks whether they attend mosque. They just see them for the crime that they commit. But this Timilehin own is straight. It is connecting to the church as an entity, because gospel connotes Christianity, and he is not anonymous worshiper. He is visible as a worship leader. And this same thing is what they keep hearing every day: prosperity, prosperity, prosperity. Are you asking me, so should they be preaching poverty? They will preach the goodness of God without making people greedy to want to own the whole world and lose their soul. Because this guy didn't only lose his own soul, he took the life of another person. This is because you hear pastors all the time is bring. The bigger you bring, the bigger your blessing. Right? Some of these members in big places, you hear how these pastors induce stealing. You heard about the other guy that bought generator for, I think, what is it, Christ Embassy that time, bought a generator for the church, only for them to find out when he was caught at his workplace that of course, even the church, after all, the church knows the members, and when people come to them, at least they know their status. These are churches where pastors, most of the churches, they will give people promotion. When they bring big offering, they will give them deacon, they will give them deaconesses, they will give them elder, they will ordain them, some of them as pastors, they will give them visibility. They don't care how you get the money. The church collected that generator then, and we are not talking of I pass my neighbor. These are very, very big industrial generator of many millions, and you know that this person is not an industrialist, is not a businessman. He brings a generator to church, and you can't ask him the source until he was caught, and he has to say that part of what he used the money to do was to sponsor the church through generator. People who are not in business, who are civil servants, who are private sector workers, they steal their business, their employers' money, they steal government money, they bring it and start up an offering, and you don't ask questions. Because you are just about the money. Pastors, fake pastors, there are very good pastors out there, but these fake ministers, especially the big ones, only a few of these big pastors have their hands clean. And they are the people that these people like Timilehin listen to, and they want to be like Papa, they want to be like Daddy, they want to be like their father in the Lord, they want to be like their Geo. The season of first fruit is here, when people should be going to pay the school fees of their children. That is when the church will tell them to bring the money to first honor God, when first fruit is not even money originally in the Bible. And people will say, okay, now in our days is money. You hear for 40 days fasting, 100 days fasting, and people are being sucked in again. People are being made to retire their brain. All they do now is to listen to their pastors and not to God. So it is not strange that people like Timilehin, who are close to the pulpit, even though their pastors are not caught in this act, but the desperation of the members is very, 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 very traceable to what they keep hearing every day, what they see in society. Let's get back to Timilehin. Timilehin says something that is curious, that the lady in question is his girlfriend. At this time, I say, if you asked me, maybe or maybe not. We don't even have all the facts right now until the police concludes their investigation. Why did I say so? Because the older sister of that young lady that was spied said on TV yesterday that nobody knows this guy in their family. Nobody knows that the sister was dating him. And if you hear this sister, despite her grief and loss, she sounded very composed, very brilliant, very articulate. If you have listened to her, I don't know how many of you listened to the interview of that lady. It appears that in their family they have very good communication, they have open communication, they have good rapport. And what she's saying is that someone would have known if there was a relationship going on between Timilehin and the lady. But that remains to be determined whether they were actually dating or not. Even if they were dating, that shouldn't be a reason to ambush an innocent soul and take her life like that. What did the girl do? You said that you found something on her phone, and now you are the accuser, you are the judge, and you are the one that Timilehin now became the all in all. And the only punishment he can give to a lady that you found some things on her phone that you don't appreciate is death sentence. And then you carried out that death sentence in a very, very, how will I put it now, gory way. My advice to young ladies, please be careful, beware, be cautious who you roll with, especially at this time that things are hard. And many of you young girls are saying that you would rather weep Dubai than to smile in Lagos. You would rather weep in a rich man's house than be happy in the house of a small man. What that means is that you tend towards anyone who has the dough. You rather cry in Dubai than to laugh in Lagos or to cry in Lagos. You just want to roll with the agbabolas, the bigger ones, the ones with the bigger cash. You go with the highest bidder. You want to live the baby girl life. Thank God that Salome, from every indication, is a decent girl. Very beautiful, very cute, very classy, very charming. The picture that is trending online, that girl is clean. And she didn't go for one big money bag somewhere, or somebody that maybe a young boy that is driving big cars and living the big boy life like a Yahoo boy that will say, okay, she is greedy, and that's why she fell for it. Innocent girl. Recently, YouTube randomly, maybe because I watch Nigerian news and some content from Nigeria, YouTube randomly brought one guy to me, and I saw some interviews of beautiful young ladies. Some of you might know who I'm talking about. He used to jokingly ask them questions from the mundane to the sublime. He will go personal with them, and they will tell him things. They will laugh. They so feel so free. I feel, I will look at it as, so we have gotten to this level. It makes me bleed inside to see the revelation that some of these girls are making. Is it not? Oh gosh, don't let me even give traction to one girl that came out that if you don't have 20 million, she will not follow you or something like that. I wait for these young girls. But what do we talk of, or say of an innocent person? If those bad, let me say, all these kind of girls with this kind of negative character, if they get in trouble, they will make the rest of us weep, and they will break the hearts of the parents and their loved ones. Again, I'm saying, young ladies, be careful. But what do we say about the innocent who just fell a victim to a very, very mean guy? I even heard the Timilehin guy saying that he doesn't regret what he did. He's pretending to be mad, but to me, in my opinion, I don't think he's mad. He's not. He's not crazy. He's not demented. Let me show some angles. Let's share some angles to the issue for you to see if this guy was mad. He's lying. I don't want us to believe him. He might be a ritualist. In fact, he's a ritualist for, what more? When you kill somebody, what did you kill her for? That's a ritual. This is the same guy that was a motivational speaker last week. He was advising youths about how to live well. So I think he's lying. His mind is straight. That guy that has the capacity, the coherence, the articulacy to communicate motivational talk to people last week, suddenly you are saying he's mad. Now this guy, his madness did not make him to enter into the street and then take off his clothes and be running, or go to the marketplace and turn himself naked. That's not his madness. Now, he didn't demonstrate his kind with that. He did not demonstrate it by just looking like zombie and crossing the road and get hit by a moving vehicle. He did not do that. His grace didn't make him to take a knife and be stabbing himself and be laughing, so that you know that, this person that is doing this to himself, then his mind is not settled. He just wants to fool everybody. He can fool some of the people some of the time. He cannot fool all of the people all of the time. He was found with a lady's head, the head of a lady. He might be a part dealer. Look at what the uncle said. The uncle of that girl said that he cleaned the body and he portioned that, like when somebody kills, when people kill like a goat or a cow and they share it. That's how he shared it for cooking. Like it will be cooked in batches. If you have not watched that interview, go and watch it on Channels TV. I think it's like 14 minutes or so. That very one where they were interviewing the guy. So the police should properly investigate, and we want to understand, to know what are the circumstances of how he met that lady. Yes, he said he caught her cheating. So if somebody is cheating now, the penalty is death sentence now. Is this a death sentence, and he takes law into his hand to unalive the person? The way he butchered that girl shows that action was premeditated, because the sister of that girl explained that, I think it was the uncle, they said they found kitchen utensils, they found knives and other things that can cut things, different parts of human body. It's not one knife, it is just a complete set. So it wasn't like he got angry like he's trying to claim and then just did the thing on impulse. So if he did it on impulse, is it just that small knife? Everybody that knows about, even if you kill a chicken, sometimes a small knife is not enough to butcher the chicken. Part of the things why this criminality continues in our country is because they feel empowered and they are going to get away with it. Nobody's ever going to catch them. Take the case of kidnapping, because we have to talk about all these things. They are related. This is the country we find ourselves now. Kidnapping has been growing to an alarming proportion in Nigeria because it's easier for criminals to carry out kidnapping work than armed robbery. Number one, it pays more. They don't have to shoot any gun. In many instances, all they need is careful planning and coordination. And they hit it big time. They negotiate millions. They have negotiated millions of dollars in the past before, which will be billions of naira. In armed robbery, it can be hit and miss because people can't tell if the targeted victim has the money or not. Sometimes they may think he has the money if they get the tip off, and the person doesn't have the money. That's why sometimes when they go into some places to rob and the person doesn't have as much money as they think, they will just waste the person out of annoyance. They will just buy the person. But kidnapping, they take the captive, they hold them, and they start negotiating. And our system is so weak that even these kidnappers, they use phone to negotiate the ransom most of the time. And most of them end up not getting caught. So it's easier money for them. Even with all the stress government put people to register their NIN, and they have not been able to trace those ones. That is part of what is given, because most of those people get away with the crime. Crime seems to be going undiscovered and unpunished, and there's no retribution. That's why people like Timilehin will come to the public. People like the Yahoo boys, they will ambush our girls and do this kind of thing to them. Timilehin is saying he doesn't regret. I think he's pretending to be mad. He's pretending to be mad. He's not mad. Part of what he's saying, he said something like there's a payback or something. What goes round comes round. He had thought to himself that if he succeeds with this particular one, so be it. And if he doesn't succeed, if he's caught, don't mind you, he will never have calculated being caught, because he did it behind closed doors and nobody was going to find out if they didn't catch him with the air. So he thinks that it's going to be, just a clean job for him and he will never be found out. And it looks like that won't be his first time, because when you look at all the factors surrounding this thing, you will realize that he might not be a first timer with all those equipment in his house. This guy is not a gospel singer, or is a pretending gospel singer. It doesn't represent the body of Christ. So he might even be a serial killer. You hear people missing every day all over the place, especially in Abuja, Lagos, and most of our cities. Now are you wondering what happened to them? And these people, the people in our country that are assigned to fight this crime, they are busy stealing. You remember during Boko Haram, Boko Haram is still there, still around. There's this general during Jonathan's time that was caught with 400 million. He wanted to transfer the money in cash. 400 million. Oh, that's how many years ago? Like 10 years plus. Up to now, 400 million is still big money. That's the kind of country we find ourselves. Everybody wants to make money. Nobody wants to wait for their time. If they are not making it through government, they are not making it legitimately, they will go into rituals, they will go into kidnapping, they will go into crime. Timilehin's episode is still unfolding. The way I look at it, there is more to this case than meets the eye. We need to be sorry as a people. This place we found ourselves. We need to learn lessons that our churches should tone down, because that is one place where this ostentatious and lifestyle, or this expectation of big riches, small work, big money, is being fueled. Pastors tone down the bogey prosperity gospel, and all this bring thing, and then using the wealth of people to measure their relevance or their importance, even in the house of God. We don't want to see this kind of things continuing to happen in our society. And you know one thing before I end, there's the cover up that this guy is trying to make, and that is what a lot of money launderers, a lot of ritual money people, a lot of people who are into the dark businesses, that's what they do. Did somebody notice he mentioned crypto? Yeah, because crypto is not like the normal currency. It is an online thing. People who do, money laundry, they hide under crypto because there's a way they can, they can transfer, their wallets or coins or whatever. They can move it around without being noticed easily if they move money around that way through the banking system. They do it with forex, they do it with crypto, they do it with real estate. Real estate, forex, and crypto, they are legitimate businesses, and there are people who are into them legitimately. But they are mostly, especially the crypto and forex, they are on online trading platforms all over the world. Even in America, even in developed countries of the world, people use them to clean the money. So if this guy had made the money, can you see the linkage? Through killing innocent people and making blood money, he will hide behind the business of crypto, and nobody will raise eyebrows. He'll be telling people that he's a crypto expert. In fact, he will use that one to deceive some people, because they will feel that, okay, if he can do it and be this big, then maybe he can help them to do it too, and he will still make money from that. He will grow so big. Nobody will query him. The moment he say crypto, they will look away from him. Just that the way some people have shops in some markets, but what they are doing, like that woman that was caught with a lot of cannabis recently, a whole load of truck of cannabis. She has a business, she's selling clothes, but that's what she's doing behind. I just pray that this kind of thing, God will just heal our society, so that we don't keep seeing things like this. Very, very heartbreaking. I condone with, my condolences go to the family of Salome. It's very, very painful, and every family that have lost their loved ones in this manner. So if you are with someone now who call themselves church people or religious people, you have to start watching over your shoulders the same way you watch over your shoulders with people that at least their lifestyle shows that they are probably Yahoo boys, or maybe they have some other means they are using to get money. Who is safe now? Who are you safe with? Won't our girls date again? When it's not their father or mother that will marry them, when it's not their brothers or sisters that will marry them, who are they going to trust? Who are they going to follow? This girl, if they didn't need to kidnap her, she didn't enter one chance. If she's the girlfriend of this guy truly, she would have gone to that place voluntarily. They would have chatted, she would have gone there, even if they want to do something together, like, making out, she would have been the one to remove her clothes for this guy to take pleasure from her body without any force, with somebody that she can trust with her nakedness, if at all she was his girlfriend. And that is the person that will be so mean, not just to mistakenly take her life, because that wasn't a mistake, or out of mistake or annoyance or anger, to plan to waste her. How many people have these kind of intentions in their mind, and our innocent young ladies are still in their lives, not suspecting that they are evil people? I will end it by saying, if you are with someone, try and discern the kind of spirit that is in them, because probably maybe there would have been some telltale signs, maybe very minor, of some psychopathic tendencies with this particular guy, who ended up terminating the life of this young lady in the prime of her life, throwing the family to money, throwing our nation into another, cold period and emotional trauma and shock that so-called gospel artists, somebody who is named with God, and a disclaimer here, is not representing the church, is not representing Christ. He represented himself and devil his father. May God heal the soul of that girl. May God heal our country, and may he make all this evil to stop in our land. Thank you for watching. As the events unfold, we'll see how it goes about this Timilehin. But that guy is not crazy. Mark my words. By and by, we'll find out. But that does not restore. It doesn't bring back the soul of this girl that has been wasted so brutally. May God heal her family, and may God heal our land. Thank you for watching. Please click the subscribe button and click the notification bell, and also like this video. Please subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.